up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of the JNS Philly Sports Stop. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel, and the man next to me with the big guns, Mr. Justin Fiorillo.
Hold on, everybody, move back, everybody. I got out my arms. Okay.
But
Thank
a fun one, obviously. A lot different than the previous, three out of the last 4 weeks. It's an exciting time here. You get everything locked down, so it's gonna be fun here in Philadelphia over the next hopefully the next month, right?
So, well, yeah. I mean, it's crazy how fast the NFL season goes, and then in the blink of an eye, we're going to be at the Super Bowl. So we better get our act. I mean, Hey, we're handling our business. Hopefully, we're getting hot at the right time, and we got to go on another run because we only get this opportunity to repeat one chance. So we'll get into it. We'll talk about it. But
yeah, I want to get your thoughts on the T-shirt. Been there, won that. What do you think about the divisional T-shirt? Do you think that might actually be one to grab this year? Because we're superstitious here in Philadelphia, and a lot of times fans wait until to see how the run goes before they go and you go by the divisional winner. Then if you win the conference, you go by some of those people do buy every single one of those T-shirts, but you do have your fans that wait to kind of see how the playoffs play out and things of that nature. Yeah. Is that one that you might have to cop regardless? The been there one that
I like the graphic design of it. I like the slogan on it, but I tell you what, man, and I know it sounds cliche. You just kind of touched on it a little bit. Let's just wait and get back to the Super Bowl one. I want the one with the Super Bowl phrase on. I don't know what it's going to be exactly, but that's the one I want, bro. So, I guess it's kind of cool. It's cool because it's 21 years since we've repeated the division and all that. So, hey, maybe next time I'm at the pro shop, if they have it, it's in my budget. I'll give it a shot.
But that brings us right to the next one. The last time that we had back-to-back NFC East winners was in the early 2000s when Donovan McNabb and the Philadelphia Eagles won 4 straight NFC East championships. Since that 2004 season, there has not been back-to-back NFC East champion winners until this year. It was 21 years. So
well, appreciate it. We're living in the golden age of Eagles football. Your grandfather, your great-grandfather, your great-grandfather's grandfather never got to appreciate or witness this. We never got to witness this. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Hunter. Merry Christmas. Oh, we got to
Christmas to you, Hunter. Yes. Merry Christmas.
We're overrated, really. Come on, Mr. Jackson Dart. Tell me how Jackson Dart fared last night.
Well, first the Giants got to get all healthy and on the field before we can call them overrated or underrated. And then I'll probably still call them overrated themselves. But thank you for that input.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. So,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
We're going with that. But, back to what we were saying.
Yeah.
First time in 21 years, you have back-to-back NFC East championships. And you just really break down, what this team's done over the last 5 years since Jalen Hurts has come into the league, and you look at a lot of different things. It's the first time in NFL history that a quarterback has had 4 different coordinators in 4 different years and made it to the playoffs in each of those years. And furthermore, the topic of the night, Jalen Hurts is the 6th quarterback in NFL history to reach the playoffs in each of the first 5 seasons. So, the national media has been rough on him for some reasons that he deserves, and a lot of reasons he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
the overall look at it: 5 years. 2 Super Bowl trips, 1 Super Bowl championship, a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
he's on track to be one of the greatest Eagles quarterbacks of all time. And obviously
he's not already. If he's not already, based on that resume, really,
he has. And we've had a rich history of quarterbacks here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had the aforementioned Donovan McNabb. You had Michael Vick. You have Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
and then now you have Jalen Hurts, and
Yeah, yeah,
and we talked about it last week with Ben. He's third all time in his first 5 seasons with total touchdowns.
yeah, yeah. Even this year, I think he's like fourth in the league in like touchdowns. He's just such an underrated, underappreciated quarterback, and those numbers are just they already say what we already kind of know, that he's a winner. He just gets the job done. It all goes back to that benching at the Alabama game at that at halftime. It goes back to that. It's his quotes. It's the way he carries himself very professionally and great. But it's just like, I don't know what it is. People maybe they don't like him with his fortune cookie quotes and all that, and they remember the benching at the Alabama, and I don't know what it is, right? Like, they don't like that he's the typical pocket passer throwing for 450 yards, whatever. I don't know, but he's really and he's an underrated quarterback still. And all that we even talked. It was so goofy to even recommend benching him for McKee. That was just so ridiculous. But
they got their wish last week, right? You got you had a nice 31-point lead. And then McKee and the starters wound up getting more yards.
The legend of Tanner McKee is always these preseason games in garbage time. Like,
listen,
I think he did play like 1 or 2 games for us, and he actually played. He won and played really well.
If you remember, Kenny Pickett got hurt in the last game, and Tanner McKee did a non-mobile job. I mean, obviously it was a garbage game. Like, let's be honest. Giants were out of the playoffs, and and speaking of the Giants, and since we had Mr. Troll in here running his mouth about it, we've been hard on Saquon this season, but gets his 1,000 yards to rushing Saturday evening, right?
Yeah.
Here's a crazy stat for you. In 2 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, he's had more yards rushing than 4 years with the New York Giants.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy stat, right? Obviously, Saquon's having a down year, and down year to him is career years to some guys. But like he had over 2,000 yards last season. The fact that he's on pace to having potentially 1,100 to 1,200 yards rushing isn't anything to turn your nose up. I mean, obviously you'd like to get a little bit more consistencies in it, but over the last 3 weeks, I think we have seen a little bit more of
he had 132 rush yards just the other day. 132 rush yards and a touchdown. Tank Bigsby had a touchdown. I mean, the running game is starting to get going, and it's getting going at a good time of year, So that's good. It's a good sign. I think he's been dormant all year, but if Saquon Barkley is going to get hot, let's get him hot right now, because we just need him for a few more games, and that's all we need. We just need to make a run. So.
Exactly, brother. I think that they will make a run, and
I do. How far of a run?
We were talking about this on your program, like who really scares us that's in the NFC? We beaten the Rams. Nick Sirianni's 4-0 against the Rams, right? The only thing you say, we haven't really seen Seattle in a while, so you'd have a question mark there, but.
Yeah,
San Francisco doesn't scare me. I mean, the Bears came into Lincoln Financial Field and kicked us square in the chest.
But that's not happening again in playoffs in Philly. It's just not. We just mean it's not. It's just not going to happen. I don't know. Yeah,
we've seen the 49ers. I know they're 10-win team out there. You can't turn your nose up at that. But again, another team that doesn't scare me.
Yeah, correct. So, nobody's scared. And you're right, just a question mark against Seattle, because we haven't really seen them. We haven't played them this year, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, question mark. But everybody else, we beat the Packers, beat the Rams, beat the Bucks, beat the Lions, even though the Lions and the Bucks are struggling themselves to get in the playoffs. But, whoever we see, like I said, we're not going to have that Chicago outcome again. I mean, whoever we see, it's a home playoff game in Philly. We're going to win that game. The question is, I think, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, okay? But I think we're going to win that game. And then the question is, really afterwards and going forward, how the seeding plays out. Will we get will we get 2 home playoff games in a row? That'd be amazing, right? But we don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out. Looks like Seattle's the 1 seed right now, and it's probably going to stay that way. But We shall see.
But now that brings me to the next question. Obviously, we got the division clinched. We're the third seed right now. Do you
Yeah.
go all in the last 2 weeks and try to go after the 2 seed, or
Well,
do you want to give yourself an old school mini bye over the next few weeks and just sparingly play some of the guys you think that need reps?
well, correct me if I'm wrong, but like they changed the rules a few years ago. It used to be the 1 and the 2 seeds got the bye. Now you don't get the bye anymore with the 2 seed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what value really is there going from the 2 to the 3 unless you really know and you really feel like it's going to shape up 100% or close to it who you're going to play at that 2 seed as opposed to the 3 seed, I guess. And what we were just talking about, does it really, I guess, really matter? There might be a little bit of a preference over one team, but like, does it really matter? So my question is, so it's not really important these last 2 games, but you can't go 2 weeks and then 3 weeks, whatever the extra break, whatever. You can't go all these weeks without playing your starters at all. So you have to play them a little bit. It's an
Mm-hmm.
NFL game. I think you play them in Buffalo the first half, the game, the 3 quarters, a quarter. I don't know. You play them a little bit, but then you don't play them at all the last week. You take them out in the Buffalo game. You just got you can't just send them out cold in like a month almost off of football. You know, that's my opinion.
I'll say this: the only caveat I'll put to that is Lane Johnson, because
Well, yeah.
the fact that it's supposed to be a messy field going up to Buffalo. It's supposed to be snow, sleeting, rain, all this stuff. He's coming off a Liz Frank injury, a foot injury. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm worried about him.
I'm going to play him in Buffalo.
I mean, we're winning. I mean, we need him, and we would be winning a lot better and more with him. But we're winning right now without him. So I mean, if we can just, if he wants to just maybe, I mean, I know this sounds stupid, but maybe the last game he goes out for like just to get some reps into rhythm for just like a series or something, and then goes out. But yeah, he should. We need everybody healthy as possible for that home playoff game because we know no matter what, we can lose 100-0 the next 2 games. We have a home playoff game, so we got to be ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of the things that you have to think about. You have to mull over and debate and go over. And I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. I still want to kind of go over some of the things from concerning things from last week and all that. And
Yeah.
I think the big thing that everyone's talking about right now is Jake Elliott turned into Ray Finkel. I mean, listen, he's been one of the more consistent guys since he came here, 2017 season. He has broken all the team records that used to be owned by David Akers, right?
Yeah, correct.
But obviously, over the last, I would say 3 seasons, he went from being, Jake the Leg to I don't know what's going on. He it's like the moment that Justin Tucker fell off the roof and he, for de facto purpose, probably became one of the best kickers in the league until the last 2 years where he's been, where you would think would be automatic range for Jake. It's become a problem. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's not even the 50+ yarders. It's some of the ones you're like, oh, well, this is a 42 yarder and he's pulling it from, from right to left for whatever reason. So and that's almost very consistent on when he misses. It's never left to right. It's right to left for whatever reason it is. So one, do you think he's to be trusted in the postseason? And 2, do you think that Howie Roseman might look into potentially replacing him, despite the fact that he has been our rock for almost the past 10 years?
Well, it's just all about the pressure of the moment and how big these moments get. I mean, that was 3 field goals, I think, all like you said, all hooking to the left, all in the first half, I think, too. Crazy, right? But it was a regular season game against the Washington Commanders. Now, if he does that all during the game and then he does a 4th miss, let's say he missed 4 field goals like that in like a playoff game and it becomes the front page of the Philadelphia Inquirer the next day, his face, and he hits the crossbar, he has a double doink himself, we lose the game, it's his fault, he's like the new like it's such a big name in Philadelphia, he is like the biggest most hated player like right now, then we're moving off, move that we might have to move off him at that point. But I tell you what, though, if he can just get his act together and hopefully it doesn't have to come down to that. I mean, I think Jake Elliott, could be on this, and he potentially should be on this team next year. But if he really just folds here, man, and doesn't get his act together, including these last 2 games, because the kicker, as you know, doesn't really need any rest. He just goes out there and still kicks and stuff. So he can go out these last few games, Steven, and still try to do his best to just get his act together. And if you really can't get the hook thing out of your system, then just start lining up a little bit more to one side, and maybe like in golf, man. I golf. I know Jake golfs. Just hook it. It'll naturally hook over for you. So just play that hook, brother.
I'll say this one. I'm with you. I'm not like it was a regular season game. Yeah, it's you know we're talking the difference of being down 10-7 to being up 13-10 at halftime. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. My other one is, are you a fan of what Nick Sirianni did at the end of the game? Are you a fan of the 2-point conversion? Basically making it a 3-score game and completely putting it out, or are you with some of the national media, some of the announcers that Nick went a little too far with that decision? He's the head coach; it's his team. He does what he wants, obviously. But what are your thoughts on on how the fan looking at it?
Yeah, I think, look, you only get so many reps in a live NFL game, especially this late in the season, to get ready for what they have just found out during that game, the inevitable playoff game that they have. So, A, you got to put the game away. And B, I mean, you got to get as many valuable reps to 2-point conversion. That's a big play. You imagine if that's the last play of the wild card round, we need a 2-point conversion to send it to overtime or something. You want as many reps practicing your 2-point conversion play with your start, with most, guys out, you just want to get the reps in. But I can understand that. I'm definitely always against Bush League stuff and trying to be dirty and overboard and running up the score and all that. I'm against that stuff generally. I'm like a respect person when it comes to the whole football thing, cliches and all that. But I think you had to put the game away, and like I said, I think it's always good to get some reps in. Division rival. And I don't know if it was a rumor or not that Dan Quinn really said something like, well, we're going to see the Eagles in a few weeks or something, like try to get back at us or something in a press conference. Was that true?
I
I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see Dan Quinn's press conference, but I mean, I don't know if he's looked around to see. You're going to be playing the second or third years potentially in that game.
I thought it was ridiculous. I'm like, okay, well, maybe you guys beat us, but congrats, you beat. Literally our second and third stringers.
For a second, let's rewind. Let's rewind to about the same time last season, right?
Yep.
How were they acting after Frankie Louvu had that cheap shot on Jalen and knocked him out of the game? And we had to finish the game with Kenny Pickett. They wound up beating us by 3 points or whatever it was.
Yep.
And they were celebrating like it was the Super Bowl, right?
Yep. It's a division rival, man. Things are different,
Did we take any liberties with them that game? No. Okay. Did we take any liberties with them when we won the NFC title game against them? No. Okay. So that's going to get me to my next thing, the brawl. So let me see if this clip plays. I know the video.
The chippiness has turned into a full-on shoving match. Look how Tyler Steen throwing punches. And this is getting ugly.
We got flags. We got hats.
So first off, big shout out to Tyler Steen, man. He literally was taking on like 8 commanders at one time.
Yeah.
So I know him.
Held it down, man. Held it down for the squad.
Him and Fred Johnson were
very vocal. Fred Johnson's not someone I want to start a fight with.
they were very vocal.
8 feet tall.
They were obviously upset about going for 2. Let's be honest. Their prides were hurt, and that what I don't know if you've seen what happened was they were going after Coop. They were going after Cooper, and I think it was Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata kind of grabbed Cooper and separated him and the guy that they were going after, and then pleasantries were exchanged, words were exchanged, and next thing you know, shoves happened, and then it went from Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata to all of a sudden you see Tyler Steen and them guys sitting there going at each other.
Oh God.
Let's be honest, Tyler Steen's going to be suspended next, for this game next week. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
Oh yeah, probably so.
But
there's gonna be a lot of things looked into this. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it was a crazy kind of brawl fight, whatever you want to call it. Glad he held it down for the squad, though. I mean, yeah, he was taking on like 10 guys at once.
Like, control your emotions and stuff like that. But division's locked up. As they're saying, we don't think there's going to be any real benefit of them trying to go after the 2 seed. I think that if anything, and just maybe give the Trolls what they want. Maybe because Steen's going to be out, and we might want to hold Lane out as much as we can to maybe you don't start Jalen.
Yeah.
So he's not running around, looking for his life. Maybe you only play him a half. So
well, that's what I said. I mean, that's what I said. I said I'd be fine with that if he wants to play the first half at Buffalo and then let McKee play the second half. I mean, you got to start getting ready. I mean, after the first half of Buffalo, you just have basically a game and a half left of your season, and you got a playoff game. So I mean, you got to start getting ready for it. So you can't have guys get hurt in the last week and even the last second of the last game. So I mean, if you're gonna play him at all, just play him a half. Yeah.
So
whatever.
I'm not upset with Fred Johnson, Tyler Steen, all that. Like I think.
Yeah,
I think your boy Seth said it best, man. The biggest crybabies are always losers, man. And, I didn't particularly care about it, but divisional guys, you always see each other. It's always a little, energy's amped up a little bit more, especially we ended their season last year, and I warned everyone. I told everyone. I said, "Listen, the Commanders are going to have a sophomore slump this year. It's a tougher schedule. Everyone's going to be in tune to what's going on. We seen a similar thing after Jalen's second season in 2001. Like when you get that better schedule, man, it really shows where your weaknesses are. So, I do hope that the Commanders bounce back. Hopefully they're, we get next season we get them a little early, and we can see about how this thing really plays out. Before injuries get set in and stuff like that. You give Jaden Daniels some time to rest. They got to get young, man, because I think during the broadcast they don't they only have like 2 picks in the top 100 this year.
Oh wow!
So not only do they got to get younger, but they gotta hit on their draft picks.
Yeah. A lot. I feel like Washington's always been a place where like old veterans go to like, no pun, just die. Yeah, they just do. Them Oakland used to be Oakland Raiders. Remember, like a lot of like vets went out to Oakland. I don't know why. They just
isn't that where Von Miller is right now? I love Von. I love
the remains of Von Miller somewhere out with the Raiders. Yeah, I don't know, but it's funny how like some teams do have that. I'm sure there's like an NBA equivalent of like that too. I got to think about it, but yeah, it's funny.
It is, but
but it's true though. That's what the changes they got to make. You're right.
Listen, we're Eagles fans through and through, but like I always want to. If I'm beating someone, I want to beat them whole. I don't want to have that. Oh, but this. Oh, but no.
Correct.
Then we were hearing the same nonsense. Oh, the referees are saving the Eagles again. I'm like, why don't you guys play a clean game and see what happens?
Yeah, friggin' Frankie Louvu. I know it was last year, but he had that Frankie Louvu guy, whatever his name is, jumping over the tush push frickin' 5 times in a row. I mean, come on, dude.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to get your thoughts now. It's almost figured out at this point in time, or is it just the offensive line is just
the tush push? I mean, yeah.
You think it's figured out at this point in time?
100% no. It's figured out a lot more than like this year than it was last year for sure. I think the fact that it's getting a little bit more figured out in the fact that like there's some teams are figuring out ways to stop it could be a good thing to make it more competitive in the eyes of keeping it in the league, like not getting it banned. You know what I mean? Like, see, look, everybody, teams can stop it. So why are we banning a play that's not so unstoppable? You know what I mean? Like, I could see that being a good thing. The only bad thing is we talked about this is like the officiating of it, right? Like, calling if they keep thinking that people are jumping off, false start and all that crap, then look, man, the league's got this could be the last year for the tush push. I do think in general they are starting to figure it out and have figured it out better than other ways. Have they figured it out completely, or have they figured it out just yes or no? No. The answer is no. But yeah.
I like what they did a few weeks ago though in LA against the Chargers, where you line up for it and then you just instead of going for you pitch it out to one of your running backs.
Well, that's the thing. You got to start incorporating the tricks, but it can't always be the one. If you're going to do one different thing than the tush push off it, you can't do the same thing. So you got to always like have three guys in the backfield. You got to have the tight end Goddard there. You got to have Barkley and Bigsby. You got to have
even you put Devontae Smith back there, man, and have him.
Put him at quarterback. I don't care. Like literally, you know what I mean? Like mix it up. Yeah.
So like I think they're playing it better, but like we also have to be better at certain things, not getting ourselves pulled off sides,
Yes.
or false start rather, and just they have been better the last few weeks of those pre-snap penalties. I'll give them that. So now I've been talking about them the last few weeks, so I got to bring it up again. So with that touchdown that he had to put us up in the lead, Dallas Goedert now has 10 receiving touchdowns. It's the first tight end to have 10 plus receiving touchdowns in a season since Pete Retzlaff in 1965. Now,
is that Eagles or in general?
No, that's just Eagles. That's Eagles.
Okay. Zach Ertz never did that in a season. He never had 10.
He never had 10.
Brent Selleck never had 10.
Brent Selleck never had 10.
Wow.
Crazy, right? It's crazy. So now this is going into one of those other questions that we've been talking about. Dallas' contract's up at the end of the season. Now, I know this has probably been the first year
he's playing like it's up. I'll tell you that much.
In his entire career that he's played the entire season and hasn't been on the injury list.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So seeing that number, he's got 10 receiving touchdowns. It's the first time that's happened to a tight end did that for the Eagles since 1965.
Yeah.
Are you giving Dallas Goedert a contract next season, or are you giving him a prove-it deal? Like, what are you doing to bring him back, or are you bringing him back?
I think you have to bring him back at least for a year. I mean, it all depends what he wants. If you guys can work something out, but I think you have to bring him back. I mean, he's playing too well. If you don't bring him back, then you either going to go get another tight end, or how much do you believe in Grant Calcaterra? Right? Like, can Grant Calcaterra?
We don't.
Okay, so. So then, look, you got that. You got to look for a tight end somewhere, free agency or the draft, or you're going to go with Dallas Goedert. And I mean, Dallas Goedert is a really, really, really good tight end, and he's always been underrated, always underappreciated in my eyes. And I think it's no coincidence he's having his best year in this contract year. So I think you do give him a shot. You try to work it out. You don't salvage the whole team for Dallas Goedert, but you see what you can do. See what you can do.
I say you bring him back. You figure out a way, prove it deal, incentive lacing deal, something like that, where it's not gonna hurt you or anything like that. So I think you do try to bring him back. That's just my opinion. Now, Cooper DeJean had a good game last Saturday, and then. Not just that, dude. The homage to John Cena with the interception celebration.
I think he said something like he's just a fan or something. But like we all know the real reason you're dating his ex.
Yeah, we know the real reason. It's right here, and that's because we've been seeing Cooper DeJean and one Nikki Bella being snuggied up together. What are your thoughts on that one? You got Cooper DeJean with one of these WWE superstars right now.
Listen, man, if he keeps getting an interception every game, he's going on dates with her. keep on going on dates with her. I could care less. I don't care how old she is. I don't care what. Listen, he's living out his childhood fantasy, I guess. He's a wrestling fan and he grew up he's like, hey, if he probably just slid in her DMs. He's like, I'm Cooper DeJean. She's gonna write back to me and is like, hey, you want to date me? And he's like, yeah, I'll date you and whatever. Now they're dating, maybe, maybe not. Who even knows these reports anymore? But whatever, man. I think good for him. He's living out a childhood dream. If he's a wrestling fan, then it'd be like anybody a fan of their respective sport, respective craft, or whatever. And there's a super hot girl that you want to date in that respective thing, and you get it famous and rich enough to go and date them. Go date them, I guess. So, yeah, I don't. Those are my thoughts.
I mean, I think everyone's making a big deal, and you kind of like alluded to it. Like there's like almost like a 20-year difference between Coop and Nikki, and like I said, like that's he's a young man, and he knows what he knows what he's doing. He's not one of these wild and crazy kids, man. He's a religious kid, man. At the end of the day, too. So like people tend to forget that. Like so,
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I don't have any issues with it, man. Like him being a wrestling fan probably played into the fact that that they had been memory serves me. This started around the Super Bowl, if I remember correctly, when they first started talking back and forth and things of that nature. So listen, I'm not gonna beat him up, dude. Like, listen, whoever you date is whoever you date. What you do on your private time, as long as you ain't breaking any laws, both, between the league, your team, and life in general, then I don't have any real issues with him dating Nikki. Man, more power.
As much as it's a win for him, it's kind of maybe even a bigger win for her, because she would then bag like the younger like NFL superstar player, I guess. You know what I mean? And it's like usually that's the opposite. You guys know what I mean. But like, hey, good for her and him and everybody. So.
Here we go. Here we go. Eagles are doing the least with the most talent. Let's break this down, Miss Nicholas Spox. We are the defending champions. We came into the league with the toughest schedule in modern day era. We don't have back-to-back home games. We had 4 short week games. So, I mean, what are you expecting? I mean, you go and look at who you beat.
So what about the Chiefs? I mean, are they not? I mean, they have some talent. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Look at all their names. I mean, they're
exactly what we did last year. Excuses. Where did I make
about the Chiefs this year? But
when you're the champion, you have the toughest schedule. We still won our division. We are the third seed in the NFC.
Yeah, definitely a troll. Definitely a Cowboys fan. First off, hold on. Before he even says anything, who do you root for, Nicholas? Who do you root for? Respectfully, who do you root for, my man? Who do you root for? How are you gonna come on and just start hating?
No excuse.
Who do you root for? Who do you root for? So we can make more excuses for you, sir. Who do you root for? And he's gone. So, all right. I coach ball, not a fan of. Well, he can't talk, but okay. You coach ball, not a fan of any team. Okay, not a fan of any team. Okay, so then I'm going to go on a limb here, guys, and say you're probably not qualified to give honest takes on them than the sports teams.
People, you coach T-ball, right? Is that what you do?
Yeah, well, hold on. He coaches ball, but well, if you don't coach ball and you don't have a favorite team and you don't watch football, then how the hell are you going to comment? You don't know what's going on, and that just makes us actually look kind of like idiots for falling for your trollness. But you're a troll, and we appreciate your comments.
Man, I gotta love
the guy's an idiot.
I love these guys. I do.
Oh yeah.
Because you watch film for fun.
Oh, okay. Why don't you come on down here and break down a cover 3 for us, buddy?
Jesus. The internet fingers are strong in this one.
Well, we appreciate them viewing the show, I guess. That's the most important thing.
What do you want them to be doing?
Hold on.
What are they doing what are they doing that they're not?
Hold on.
You're the coach. You should tell me, right?
What's cover 6? Here, I'll tell you what cover 6 is. Cover 6 is when you, Nicholas, couldn't cover the 6-point spread on your bet last weekend and have to go back and live with your miserable wife at your miserable home in your miserable house right now, working your miserable job. That is what the cover 6 is, my friend. Stuck my Super Bowl ring, bitch.
The Eagles do have a talented team. They are the 3rd seed in the NFC. They won their division back-to-back years. So I'm just confused on how they're underperforming. They're underperforming to your eyes. They're a 10-win team. They're only 2 wins out of the number 1 seed. So
what are we, 10-5? I guess we're not 15-0. We're not 15-0. You're right. We're not 15-0.
Yeah, right. This is one of these guys that we have a super team, right?
Wait, hold on, time out. He said he coaches, right? He coaches, right?
Uh-huh.
So where do you coach? Where do you coach?
I already asked him.
Where does he coach? Yeah, I want to see how successful his teams are.
We're homers that don't know ball. Well,
yeah. Well, let's see how. Where do you coach? Where do you coach?
Where are you teaching at?
Where do you coach?
You teaching Pee Wee, dude? Where are you teaching?
No, because I want to actually hear from somebody who knows ball and actually coaches like successful teams.
See, and he's still going back on this. He still won't tell us where he coaches. That's funny. Execution on the. I've already said that what their biggest problem is this season. It's being consistent, right? And it's the penalties. The offensive line hasn't been nearly as good as it was last season. They have injuries. Not making any excuses for that, right? But when you lose an all-pro tackle for a period of time, and what happened? Oh, they lost 3 games after they lost Lane Johnson, right? Did I miss something, right? So, like,
yeah, everybody and their grandmother knows they did not play to their 100% fullest potential all 15 games this season. Thank you, Captain Obvious. But what are you trying to say? We're the division champions and we have a home playoff game. Like, you know what I mean? Like who do you, I said, who do you root for? He doesn't have a team. So you can't say you don't know ball. You actually don't know ball then if you can't defend a team. Like, okay,
and he still won't
say who he coaches for. Exactly.
Exactly. Troll.
He's totally a troll because
did you pull that photo off of Google? Is that not you?
It's probably a burner account of somebody, but correct. Yeah, I mean,
don't have a team and makes more objective. All right, Nicholas. We've given you enough airtime. You can't have simple responses. You refuse to take any type of explanation on why we're not playing to par. Well, we're still the 3rd seed. We're in the playoffs. We won our division again. What do you need us to do?
Yeah.
I
was honestly hoping you'd be like a Seahawks fan or something, or like a Seahawks fan or a Patriots fan or something. Someone that can actually
still haven't told us where you're coaching, dude. I don't care where you graduated from, where you play ball. Oh, you play ball in Ohio. So that's why you don't have a team, because you don't want to support the Browns. I get it. It makes sense now.
Myles Garrett, though, he's gonna get that sack record.
Yeah. As long as he gets it next week.
Yeah. So okay. So congratulations. No, I'm not even being a dick. Like, that's awesome. You're a coach and all that. Why are you on our show then? Like, being a troll and like getting so engaging in a conversation with us. Shouldn't you be coaching ball then and getting these athletes all ready to go? But here you are spending your valuable time. Well, I guess your time is as valuable as we want it to be, because you're watching us right now. So I think it's kind of funny, but.
We answered your simple question, but we had to pull teeth out of the alligator to get a response out of you. I'm in the off season. Well, that must mean you don't have a good team, right?
Yeah, well, I'd be spending my 6 to 7 hour, tonight during the 6-7. 6 to 7 hour tonight, dude. Yeah, I can't help myself, even in this little whatever this guy is. I'd be spending it watching film. I'd be watching film. I'd be watching film.
Clearly don't, Nicholas. We only have 1 million views in the last 7 months, but we don't know anything. Nothing. Why don't you tune in when we have our experts on? Since we clearly don't know ball. This is clearly the first time you came across this channel. Man, you're just digging it deeper, brother. Just digging it deeper.
I don't even know what that means. What he just said.
No, I don't. It's funny.
Yeah, man. Very entertaining.
Yeah, that's exactly it, dude. We're so homered up we can't see past the eagle green. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Anyways, since I'm such
and by the way, before he goes,
bring up something here.
He's more than welcome to DM me and challenge that claim. By the way, privately, whenever he wants, like off this show, and if he wants to go and find me, you can go DM me anytime, my friend, and we'll challenge that claim. But
actually, I bring plenty of guys who break down film, and we break down film on this network as well. We have multiple different pro athletes who've played at multiple different levels, both college.
If you want to find me, you can
host on our programs, but we don't know anything. We don't try to educate ourselves. You are such a troll.
Yeah,
get a life, bud. All right. Anyway,
you see some of the guests we both get. So continue.
So, came across this a few weeks ago. Now, obviously, Richard Sherman, is in the analyst booth, but he came a point in time, and our Eagle number 2 receiver probably should be number 1. Devontae Smith is the guy that basically showed Mr. Sherman that he just didn't have it anymore, right? What are your thoughts on basically Richard Sherman basically throwing a pearl up there for Devontae Smith, that just basically saying, like, at the end of his great career, it took having to try to attempt to cover Devontae Smith, that he just couldn't do it, and that that was the end of his career. Now, a lot of people say
probably him and a lot of other corners feel the same way. Devontae Smith is a menace, dude. He's especially that was a few years ago. So like him coming out of college, just won the Heisman. Richard Sherman, end of his career. Mismatch, man.
I just think it's another thing. Like it's a pretty, like, a lot of people thought he was super cocky, over prideful, stuff like that during a lot of his career. You know what I mean? But for him to sit there and basically give Slim Reaper that love right there, I think says a lot to who Sherm is, man, because ain't a lot of potential Hall of Fame level guys gonna sit there and say, like, rookie Devontae Smith, broke my ankles and made me retire, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess there has. I mean, me and you don't know, but and of course that troll that was just on here, he would claim to this that we're not football players. We don't know what it's like to go out there and feel like. I guess we know when it's time to retire. Richard Sherman must have felt like Devontae Smith had so much athleticism and just hit him with a move one day. He was like, "That's it. hang him up. That's it."
And speaking of Devontae, you seen him do his daughter's touchdown celebration after that first touchdown, brother?
Oh, yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, it's hey, man, I tell you what, I miss the days of the NFL when, like, Chad Ochocinco and the touchdown celebrations and, like, oh my God, dude,
when it was still the fun league.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed when ESPN. I'm gonna really test your throwback knowledge here. Had a segment called "Jacked Up." Do you remember that?
Yeah, they jacked up. And guys used to get cracked, and then that was like,
kill, dude.
The big hits of the week.
Yeah, it was like 7 a.m. I was like, eating my cereal, watching this as a kid. I'm like, what the? Jacked up. You got me jacked up. Yeah, dude, it was just such a different time. And dude, they killed the kickoff like a year or two ago. Remember, like, they do this stupid thing now, whatever it is,
I'm not. listen, I know I got Papali's jersey behind me, and
Oh
you know
yeah, special teams hero right there. Yeah.
kickoff rule, but I think it does help with way they've changed things because you're limiting the guys getting injured. That's first off. You're limiting the potential for guys getting head injuries because you got a full head of steam. So
Right.
But I also think it opens up the return game more than it ever has. It also penalizes teams who just kick it at the end zone, which used to be how they used to solve those things. Well, now they put the ball at the 35-yard line when you do that. You just cut almost three more than a quarter of the field in half. So I like that change. I'm not going to be. I'm not. You're not going to tell me I'm against it. I think it's a player safety thing, but it's making the game a little bit more fun. Granted, now we haven't seen those amazing kick returns for touchdowns like at a high level this year. I think if anything that I think that rule change that's been great was we've seen the 50-plus yard kicks because the kickers have more availability to the K balls. And that they're able to practice with them more, they're able to use them more, they're able to break them in more, and I think that's the reason why you're seeing a lot of these guys getting these longer kicks. You see
our guy Jake Kelly missing 3 of them to the left, but continue.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm hard on the NFL about that, but it's one of the things I'm glad about that. Giving those kickers access to the K balls is an important thing. Wanted to get into some baseball as we got down to the last 15 minutes or so. Obviously, you were talking about the interest in the Phillies. Now, I've been ripping apart the Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame process. So more of the numbers were coming out for this year's votes and things of that nature. And these were our Phillies. Obviously, Chase Utley at 60%, Abreu 36%, Hamels 26%, Jimmy Rollins 26%, Howard Kendrick, Hunter Pence both 0%. You need 75% to be elected. So I think it's going to be unanimous, right? That Chase Utley probably will be the next Philadelphia Philly elected to the Hall of Fame, right?
Now, are those numbers like what they're at right now, or are they done? Because if they need to be 75.
That from what this is like 7% of the ballots that were released publicly, and here's how the current Phillies that were on the ballot how they did. Chase Utley got
Chase Utley I could see but I think Jimmy Rollins definitely is a Hall of Famer, man. I do.
I think he has an MVP first off. Being the one of those guys who almost broke the consecutive hit record, right? I think he fell a couple short before he finally
unbelievable like outfield defender, you know what I mean?
I think he should be higher on the list. Cole,
it's interesting.
I'm 50-50 on Cole. I think he probably should be a Hall of Famer, but I think that's right where he should be right now. I think Bobby Abreu is probably someone that should be there too, but I think Jimmy should be higher up on there. And I already said it after last week when we seen Jeff Kent get in that this pretty much gives Chase that formula to potentially get into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely think he should be the next Philly that gets in. The interesting thing is Ryan Howard's not even on that list.
Whoa! Why is Ryan Howard not on that list?
I don't know. Maybe he's still playing, but if I remember correctly, it wasn't like 2012 his last season.
Yeah, he's still playing. I mean, he retired. I mean, years ago, not like decades ago, but I mean, a good bit of years ago. I mean,
why hasn't he gotten any votes? Like
is
injuries,
like going on? Like that's so weird.
Injuries what ended his career. So
I know. I'll never forget when he was just staring at that pitch. Remember the second year in the championship, or
was it 09? You talking about 09?
Yeah, 09, yeah. and that the game ended on him just looking at the pitch. He didn't even take a swing at it. But yeah, man. I mean, Ryan Howard, though. I mean, that is a Reading Phillies legend. I remember I went to a game and saw him play for the Reading Phillies once, and then Phillies ultimate legend. I mean, why is he not? Yeah, that's crazy. Because half those guys were his teammates, and it's like they're, you know what I mean? It's
That's
like
what I was saying. Like you got Chase, you got Jimmy, you got Cole. I agree they should
he's
be
like
getting
the best player of all of them. It's weird, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's hands down. I think Chase Utley will be the next Philadelphia Phillies, at least from that era, to get to the Hall of Fame. Now, yes, you were sitting there saying before we came on, the Phillies are making moves, and they did make moves, right?
Yes.
They brought in Adolis Garcia, from the Texas Rangers. I think he will absolutely is going to be replacing Nick Castellanos, regardless if Nick is traded, if he's released, however that works out.
Yep.
One thing I'll say for sure, I think it's definitely a defensive improvement. The bat, it's 50-50. Nick was very streaky. Sometimes he go for 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but then as we were talking a few weeks ago, be a national disaster. And next thing you know, Nick Castellanos is over a 3-game span. He's like 7 for 10 with 5 home runs or something like that. So it's going to be interesting. Like, I still think if you look at it, man, like we were talking about it last week, we already got probably 3 or 4 of the worst contracts in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean,
Bryce Harper.
I'll never forget that. What was it? Freaking It was like around a Valentine's Day, freaking years ago when we got Bryce Harper. I'll never forget that. But the years, it was like the 10, 13 years, the millions.
And then what was it? What was it? Was it the end of last season? Yeah, it was the end of last season. His agent was like, they want to talk about an extension. I'm like, an extension?
Yeah.
An extension?
Should have just gave him like a 17-year contract to begin.
What? Extension? You got a 13-year contract. You ain't getting no extension.
He still has 8 or 9 years left on that contract first, or 7 years, 6. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
What was it? 19 that he signed the contract?
So he has 6, 7 years, whatever.
So
yeah, it's
you're halfway through it. You're not getting an extension.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, and then I already said that I felt that the years was the problem. My only real issue with bringing Kyle Schwarber back was the fact that it's a 5-year contract. That's my only issue. The money's the money, and I think they're they had last year they paid $56 million in luxury tax penalties, and then now we're sitting here with the standoff with JT Realmuto complaining about years, not money, years. What?
Yeah.
I've already said it multiple times on this program, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, we got a comment here. I like Shore, but he hits home runs when we're up 10 runs or down 10 runs. We need clutch. It's not West Philly. Let me tell you this one, brother. I like Kyle Schwarber. I do. But I was one of these people who are out there saying, I could live without them re-signing him if you go and make a couple moves that make sense. Kyle's 32 years old. He's coming off arguably the 3 best years of his career. And you sign him to a 5-year contract. So you're going to have him until he's 37, 38 years old. How are those last 2 years of that contract going to look? What do you think he's going to keep this production up? I don't know. I can't sit there and say, but what we've seen through baseball throughout the years is this is where the guys typically start to fall off, right? So I'll say it like this: Schwarbaum's an awesome dude. The stuff he does in the community is awesome, but I like your point here. He does hit. He is clutch in a sense, but I think what you're trying to relay here is these guys, the nucleus of this team hasn't been clutch in October over the last 3 years, right? I think that's kind of more the point we're getting to. And Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper hasn't been clutch since that what was that 2022 run, right? So it's a rough one, but you can't be having a standoff with arguably one of the best defensive catchers in baseball, handles your pitching rotation amazingly. You're about to be bringing some of these younger kids in who are going to need somebody like JT Realmuto. And my other thing is who you going to replace him with? If you can't find some common ground and he walks, who are you going to replace him with? There's no one out there in the market that's even in the range of it. And what are you going to have to go make a trade with the A's for I forget the kids' names, Shea Langerless or whatever? Or are you going to make a big trade with the Orioles to bring in Adley Rutschman, who's arguably the next coming of a guy in the ilk of a JT Realmuto or a Buster Posey or something like that? So you're putting yourself in this weird situation if you continue to play with fire and argue over years, man. If you just gave Kyle Schwarber a 5-year contract. He's 32 years old. If JT Realmuto wants a 3 or 4 year contract, what's the problem? At the very least, he's going to be helping this pitching staff. He's going to be trying to help groom some of these younger guys that you're going to have playing catcher. So I don't see the problem. What's holding it up? So. I'm with you. I do miss baseball, and
opening day. Where do you rank opening day, Steve?
For our fans down there in Canton, Ohio.
yeah. Shout out that. So, where do you rank opening day, Steve, in the terms of greatest I don't know, opening day? It's
listen, I know we got the Field of Dreams game this year, and I'm happy about it. Yeah. What I do want to see is kind of what Major League Baseball is doing is kind of going that NFL route. I'd love to see more international games for opening day.
Yeah.
Kind of help grow the market outside of North America. We always see the same thing in the same stadiums and stuff like that. And I think this past season, the first time we had a game internationally to kick off the year. What is up, Eddie?
What's going on?
Eddie, I need your information, brother. I need you to message me on one of the platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I need your shipping information because we did pass a million views yesterday. And Eddie's been one of these guys. He's commented on just about every program. Doesn't matter if it's my show, Scott's shows, whatever. You're always engaged, and so I got a little gift package for you. I want to send out to you, Eddie. So want to show love to our loyal listeners. Now, last few minutes, obviously, I'm really intrigued to see if the Phillies do get something done with JT Realmuto, and yes, I am on Scott's friends list. Just type in my name, Eddie. Just Stephen Rychel. It's right up there. Should not be hard to find for you all. Yeah, me and Justin. that we just launched this program. About a month ago. I'm also helping Justin out.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
On his program for some of his Eagles content as well. But as we wrap this up, we were already talking about it, about how well our rookie's been playing this year. Nick Nurse basically just gave him a glowing response that Vinchcombe has surprised them. One of the games a few nights ago, tough buckets down in the lane. Keeps making them. Huge offensive rebound, huge play there, and he just keeps getting better. Is this kind of reaffirming the fact that I know a lot of people when the pick came in, they were like, Benchcombe, what are you doing? What's going on with this? But on the court, man, he is absolutely delivered. I know you're not the hugest Sixers fan in the world, but what are your thoughts on the rookie so far? Have you been able to see him? Do you kind of agree with Coach Nurse here that he just keeps showing up, man?
I have had a chance a little bit, not in person, but just highlights and seeing some clips of whatnot. And I'll tell you what, I think our backcourt with Maxey and Edgecombe for the future is one of the best backcourt in the league. I mean, it's going to
And we
be
still haven't got Jared McCaden 100% either.
correct.
And,
Yeah. Mr.
and
TikTok himself.
and PG Paul is looking amazing the last few
Podcast
weeks
Paul.
as well. Oh man, I forgot to tell you this about Eddie. I forgot. Yes, I will take this chance because you put it out there, Eddie. I appreciate that for coming from a Dallas fan, having the respect to be respectable, showing the Eagles love, back-to-back years, first time since 2022.
Thank you, Eddie.
So appreciate that, Eddie. I mean that. Go message me on one of these one of the social apps so I can get your shipping information. So signed books, some signed cards, some signed photos. Appreciate all the love. But yeah, like listen, the Edgecombe pick has looked amazing so far, and we're only into the first quarter of the first quarter of the season. So who knows how it plays out. I'm not going to throw out rookie of the year or anything like that. I don't think he really needs anything like that. Give me some playoff success, boys. Give me some playoff success because I seen this
conference finals appearance. That's all I want.
I seen this this graphic, and during the process years, the Joel Embiid years, that the Sixers are 29-30 in the postseason. We were just talking about, needing clutch hitters for our Phillies, man. Listen, just as bad as we need clutch hitters in October for our Phillies, we need some sustained winning from our Sixers in March and April. So.
Yeah, it's been too long. I'm pretty sure Allen Iverson had to step over Tyronn Lue the last time the Sixers won anything in the playoffs, of significance. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and then they lost 4 straight to the Lakers. They woke
up. Unbelievable. They went up 1-0 and then lost 4. Yeah, wow.
Listen, that's Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Ain't nothing to be ashamed about because my memory serves me. They won 2 out of the next 3 championships. So.
To be honest, I don't know how the hell we won that game. The first game should have got swept.
Listen, the band of broken men that AI drug to that NBA Finals was amazing itself. Eric Snow, a broken down, aging Dikembe
Mutombo, yeah.
No. Aaron McKee. So I mean,
Tanner McKee's father.
Tanner McKee, stop playing. It's the wrong. He's the wrong skin tone, my friend. He's the wrong skin.
It don't matter. It don't matter. He's still an athlete. Still a baller.
Oh my gosh. Yes. After the show, Eddie, just find me on any one of it. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Just shoot me your address so I can get it out to you. I'm gonna message you and we'll come up with a package. I'll send you some stuff to see what you like, what you don't like. But we finally hit that million views here on the channel, and looking forward to what the next year works out. And I didn't get a chance to let you know. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to be involved in the show when I do it. In January, Urban Fryer will be on. We'll be back on the network.
Oh wow! Nice, congratulations! Nice.
Yeah, so that'll probably be a Tuesday. So I'll let you know when I get the definite time and date locked down. Let's see if we can get you on for that one as well.
Oh yeah. We'd love to talk to the man, the myth, the legend.
Well, last time we had him on for almost 2 hours.
Good stuff. Yeah. He's the man, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, but like, dude, it's so much more than just being a wide receiver. Like Urban Fire don't get enough respect. Everyone wants to talk about him going to jail, all this. They just want to talk about the negative. We talk about this all the time. People just want to tear people down just for the fact of tearing people down. But he was a part of those Nebraska teams. One of the stories he told me was probably the funniest things I've ever heard. Like, he didn't play upright as a wide receiver until he got to the NFL.
Oh, wow.
He was in a 3-point stance his entire college career.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was that was one of the coolest things that he told me about. I mean, not only that,
wow.
like he had receiving touchdowns from 19 different quarterbacks. He had no consistency ever his entire career, but I think he has the numbers. He'll get in there at some point. He'll probably be a senior committee guy. So, but definitely we're going to be looking forward to getting Irving back on the program. I'm working out exact day and time now, but it's probably going to be somewhere in January. So,
nice.
Looking forward to that. But final words, parting shots, Justin. Let the people know what's going on with you this week, my friend.
Well, actually, I'm going down to Florida tomorrow for a family vacation trip, or else I would have been here tomorrow. Unfortunately, I cannot attend. But Kenny Yeboah, Detroit Lions tight end, a former New York Jet, and Tommy Green, former Phillies pitcher, are going around to 3 unsuspecting houses tomorrow to do what I had a chance to do with Seth Joyner a few weeks ago. Go to 3 unsuspecting families' houses for a surprise holiday giveaway tomorrow. That's a Phillies pitcher, Tommy Green, and former New York Jet, Detroit Lions tight end Kenny Yeboah. They'll be going around tomorrow doing that. Shout out Justin Brown, JV Sports Ventures, for setting that up. I cannot attend, unfortunately. There's a big R&B singer. He's super popular, has like 5.5 million followers on like all the platforms. His name's Jacquees. He is not an athlete or anything, but on December 28th, I'm going to do content and going to be backstage at one of his concerts. So be getting some cool content there. And then I'm going to plan to go to the last home game this year. And then hopefully I'll be there for the playoff game as well. So those are kind of what I got going on coming up. And as always, Steve, very fun. Happy to be on here, and go Birds.
Yeah. Appreciate the troll as well, man.
Yeah, and the trolls made it entertaining. Really did. Honestly.
And if he still happens to be in here, Justin laid it out for you, Nicholas. You guys want to go over, film or whatever that, because we're just unknowing fanboys. Then please reach out. We will accept your challenge in on any platform, on wherever you want to sit there and actually debate it, not sit there and just play the dance around game because you want to crap on the Eagles just like 90% of the media members want to do these days. The sky isn't falling. We're still one of the top handful of teams in the NFL to potentially win a Super Bowl. So, they still have a little bit to go before we can get there, but we'll see how everything plays out this last month or so. So, that being said, another fun one in the books, and appreciate everyone hopping on. Happy holidays, Justin. Safe flight and everything like that. We'll definitely
happy holidays, everybody. Same to you.
And we will see everybody next week because obviously the holidays upon us. So everyone, if we don't hear from us, don't see from us, everyone have a safe and happy holidays. Enjoy your time with you and yours, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep, we out.